All right, guys. So Jon Stewart covered Trump's illegal war and regime change in Venezuela, and he is completely awestruck and dumbfounded at how idiotic the arguments are that they make in favor of this thing, and how mask off Trump has gone, while doing these crimes. So let's take a look and we'll break it down as we go here.
And remember, the reason MAGA was so high on Donald Trump was that he was the guy who wasn't going to get involved with this kind of shit anymore.
We do not seek war. We do not seek nation building. We do not seek regime change.
And we don't want to be the world's policeman.
We don't want to be. Those days are over now. No more American boots on the ground.
We're not afraid of boots on the ground.
No more rebuilding other countries' infrastructure.
We have to rebuild their whole infrastructure.
Oh, my God.
Well, it's not like we're going to be running someone else's country.
We are going to run the country.
So let me get this.
If it wasn't so tragic, if it wasn't so criminal, it would actually be the most hilarious thing in the world. But it is like, this is like ruining an entire country and destroying lives and like just taking the mask off and exposing us as a total fucking mafia gangster thug ass government. Not that it wasn't clear before, but it's extra clear now. So, but if it wasn't for that, it'd be fucking hilarious. I mean, it's like a dark comedy.
This is a big change in America First policy, is it not? And a change in policy this big is going to need some of that Trump marketing and branding magic.
And the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal, but we've superseded it by a lot, by a real lot. They now call it the Monroe Doctrine.
Monroe Doctrine?
Trump will like scroll Truth Social and find some like 3 times divorced dad with a giant beer gut who's got like a picture of an American eagle for his handle. And like that guy will tweet some like, I call this the Monroe Doctrine. And he's like, brilliant. We're going to go with that. Go with what he said. He's actually brain poisoned. He was brain poisoned from Fox News. And I think he's brain poisoned. He's like online brain poison. He's the only like silent gen person. Is he silent gen or boomer? Whatever the fuck he is. He's the only like super online brain poison one of them, right? I mean, to be fair, I guess boomers are watching like seeing AI slop on Facebook all the time. Fucking like 3-legged humans that say, I need husband, I love you. And they're like, somebody help this woman. She's in terrible shape. So maybe there are more than just him. But, I mean, he's just gone. He's just gone. I have no doubt he got that from, like, a fucking meme that he saw. The Monroe Doctrine thing. I have no doubt about it.
That's the one when someone calls it out, you go, look, no bad ideas. But honestly, not your best work. The Monroe Doctrine. It's obviously a portmanteau of Monroe and Donald. I guess it's a spin-off of the Monroe Doctrine, famously adopted by President James Monroe in 1823 when he warned colonial powers not to interfere in our hemisphere. Let me let a historian explain.
But you look over here, that's Monroe, the Monroe Doctrine. Why is he up there? I think the Monroe Doctrine was pretty important. You know, that was his claim to fame.
Claim to fame? Like he ate 18 hot dogs in one sitting? I mean, I guess it's correct. You can't really name another thing Monroe was famous for. But it's not like everywhere Monroe went, they'd be like, hey, aren't you that guy from the Doctrine? Babe, get over here. It's the Doctrine guy. Hey! What are you doing in our hemisphere? I told you that would work. A little Monroe Doctrine humor. Slid it in. Now look, generally in American history, when we intervene in another country, whether true or not, we come up with a high-minded pretense. Liberating a people, spreading democracy, introducing baseball to the Japanese. They complained at first, but it was totally worth it. On what moral foundation will this conflict be framed?
We're going to have presence in Venezuela as it pertains to oil, but we're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be.
Seems a little on the nose. Oil, precious commodity, certainly. But not the reason a country formed 250 years ago on the ideas of liberty and self-determination would go into a country and snatch a man at night. There must be a slightly more noble pretense.
We're going to be taking out a tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground.
We need total access. We need access to the oil.
Sir, again, I see where we're going here. Do you mind just reframing that? I'm not quite clear on the high-minded principle behind this.
In other words, we'll be selling oil.
Is this your first war? I mean, what the f***? All right, let's table this for now. Senator Lindsey Graham, you're an old hand at warmongering. You've done this a bunch. You're on the plane. Can you help this dude out with the casus belli and keep Trump from bringing it back to oil?
There are going to be Americans alive today because he shut down a narco-terrorist state called Venezuela. This is a good thing, not a bad thing.
And the oil companies are going to go in and rebuild their system.
God damn it!
Oh my God, man. Our country is actually beyond parody now, bro. Like, you can't, how do you parody this? How do you parody this? You can't parody this. I don't know how Trump has gotten to the point where he thinks, how do you think this is appealing? And by the way, we're going to do a story in a little bit where there was a secret Republican lunch and he was giving a speech and he was like, I don't understand. We've done everything right policy-wise. Why are our numbers so low? Which, by the way, he might not even know there were cameras there because he would have never admitted that if he knew he was on camera. They're like, our numbers are so bad. Why is that? He would just pretend like they're good, right? But like, how can he say shit like this and then be surprised? He might as well go, so what I think we are is a gangster, mafia, thug country. And what we're going to do is steal for the Epstein class and the billionaire class. We're going to take all of your shit, all the natural resources, all the minerals, all the precious metals, all the oil, and I'll make sure the billionaire class and the corporations are doing well because they paid me a lot of money when I ran, and I'm incredibly corrupt, and they're incredibly corrupt too. And so that's why we're doing all of these things. Like, you're one step short of just saying all of that. That's just an even more naked and honest explanation of what's happening when you say it like that. We're going to get the oil companies are going to go in. Like, holy fucking shit, man. He thinks this makes him look good. He thinks this is universally appealing, right? This reminds me of how, like, the Groypers think that if you just say you love Hitler, your approval rating will go up. People will love you more. Like, no, you idiots. Are there a lot of racist people in this country? Yes. But they don't want to think of themselves as racist. Only like a tiny percentage is like, I am racist and I want everybody to know I'm racist and hail Hitler. No, there's a lot of people who are like casually racist, but they want to think of themselves as good people. So Americans, some might even support this warmongering foreign policy, but they want it served to them with a veil of we're the serious people, we're the good people, we fight for Enlightenment values, this is about freedom, this is about liberty, this is about justice. And nobody can tell that lie to themselves anymore when Trump is giving a hand job to Netanyahu, Trump is snuggling up to Mohammed bin Salman, Trump himself is in the Epstein files roughly 1,000 fucking times, and we're supposed to be like, Maduro, you're the most evil man on planet Earth, we're going to abduct you in the middle of the night. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
We can't even be conspiracy theorists now. I think they did it for the oil. Yeah, no, I did it for the oil. Is there any other reason? Can you give us anything? There's a lot of issues, human rights violations, political prisoners down in Venezuela. We could certainly free them and improve the lives of dissidents.
Are you going to demand that Delcy Rodriguez let opposition figures return or free any political prisoners?
We haven't gotten to that yet. Right now, what we want to do is fix up the oil, fix up the country.
Like, it is actually crazy that you have one of the justifications and rationalizations you can use right there. Like, it's about the political prisoners. We're going to free them. Like, we're focusing all on that. That was the main point of this. And he's literally like, we haven't even gotten to that yet. In fact, they've cracked down more since this happened. Life has gotten worse for Venezuelans since this happened. Reportedly, the Venezuelan government has cracked down harder. So it's incredible. It's incredible. And by the way, it actually isn't just about the oil. It's also about the mineral wealth. It's also about, you know, the precious metals is another one. So like all the stuff that's there, I mean, it's worth a tremendous amount of money. And they're going to extract the natural resources, try to build data centers, right? That's the new thing is data centers is what they want to build all over the place. So they want to get their hands, same thing with Greenland, all the tremendous mineral wealth in Greenland. They want all of that stuff. So the tech oligarch class, the Epstein class, the AI freaks, they'll be able to do whatever they want. And he says no regulation on them no matter what. That too, remember?
Yes, we'll get the people out of jail, but first we have to liberate the oil from its ground prison. That oil's been locked up for millions of years, yearning to burn free. Obviously, I'm being cynical. It's not purely for oil. Even Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick on the plane could tell you that on his way out of the bathroom.
You have steel, you have minerals, right? All the critical minerals. They have a great mining history that's gone rusty. So steel, aluminum, minerals.
These motherfuckers are going full conquistador in front of our eyes. I mean, they got oil, steel, minerals. Oh, and don't forget about the spices. Spices. We'll load our ships with cinnamon and cardamom and oil and everything bagels. You'll see. And they might have gotten away with it too. But our country is a democracy. So bad news, Don Rowe. Your little oil heist is going to have to get past the Democrats and Inspector Schumer.
So I've been talking to so many members of my caucus today. Everybody is very, very just totally troubled, worried.
History has its eyes on.
Oh, man.
Well, if it were 2 totallys and 1 very, I'd say Trump is getting off scot-free. But 3 totallys and 2 veries? And trouble worried? I don't want to say the president doesn't respect the Democrats. But he did not brief them before or after this attack. Now, you could say that was in the interest of national security and operational confidentiality. If not for this one group he did speak to.
Spoken with the oil companies of Venezuela and Venezuela.
I have.
Speak to them before the operation took place.
Yes.
You maybe tip them off. No.
Before and after.
That's so insane. He didn't brief Congress. And by the way, they're the only ones that have the right and the ability under our Constitution to declare war, excuse me. He didn't brief Congress, but he talked to the oil companies. And I should point out, now the oil companies are lying about it. They're going, I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't talk to them. Because they're smart enough to know, hey, idiot, we got to at least pretend like we're serious people doing a serious thing here and not just total fucking gangsters. This is a mobocracy on top of being a fucking kakistocracy and an oligarchy. That's what this has become. It is a mobocracy.
And then I told Pepsi and Nabisco, Color Guard, I don't know why. What's the suitcase company on Instagram? I told them. I told hims. I told her. I let the president of Zins shoot some missiles. But I didn't tell any of the Democrats. I don't feel bad for the Democrats. They will be totally, very, very fine. Probably even gain a seat in the midterms. The people I feel sorry for are the Trump defendants. The defenders, the sycophants, who haven't received the memo that we no longer have to frame our adventurism in the ideals of our great country.
And this is a very strong way to support democracy.
Nothing greater than an American president who liberates people.
Liberated them from a strong man who's been holding, by force and intimidation, this country hostage.
We're not about nation building.
The president doesn't want his natural resources. We don't want their oil.
You guys tell me. I actually don't know what's worse. What's worse? The people who say this and do the lie and do the tap dance and do the little jig for everybody? Or the people who are just like, yeah, we're just going to steal all the shit. I mean, at the end of the day, they're equally depraved in the sense that they're all okay with a gangsterocracy. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they support the same crimes. They're the same war criminals. They're the same imperialists and colonialists, right? And by the way, God forbid anybody treat us like we treat them. Oh my God, they would lose their fucking minds. But I don't know, the lying also triggers me just as much. We don't want the natural resources. Cut to Trump saying we want the natural resources, right? We don't nation build. Cut to Trump saying, we're going to run Venezuela. That's what we're going to do. We're going to run Venezuela. I don't understand. I honestly and sincerely do not understand how anybody who watches this segment can still be a Republican, can still be pro-MAGA. I actually don't get it. Like, I actually think you have serious learning disabilities. Like, you got hit in the head with a bat or something. If you watch this and you walk away going, nah, this is bullshit. I'm still with Republicans. I'm still with MAGA. Like, I actually don't get it. The fact that 37% of the country still supports this guy, I actually don't understand that. Like, are they all mentally challenged? And maybe they are. Maybe they actually are. You know, there's been a lot of research about how people born in a certain time frame, there was so much leaded gasoline in the atmosphere that it actually like impacted their developmental abilities. So when you go and you look through at the different generations and what their political leanings are, when we had leaded gasoline peak was during Gen X. And so Gen X is still, to this day, like +6 or +7, something like that, pro-Republican. Whereas now, I think every other generation, demographically, is pro-Democrat. And, you know, the younger you go, millennials and Gen Z, the more pro-Democrat they are, the more left-leaning they are. But Gen X is even more pro-Republican than the boomers. And I actually think lead brain might be a part of it. I'm not even kidding. I think the 37% might actually have cognitive issues that are beyond, because like they have some incredible inability to do basic golden rule analyses. Like they can't, hey, what if people treated us like that? Do we really want to create a world where it's the law of the jungle and might make right? Like you can't foresee how that can go wrong for you too. Never mind how it's wrong in principle and it's immoral to do it to other people. So I actually think there's something to it. Obviously not you guys. If you're Gen X and you watch this show, you're one of the good ones. But there's something with that generation, bro. Something's going on.
Oh, poor sweet Brian Kilmeade. Sweet Brian. Trump already explicitly said he wants their oil. And democracy? Trump has already said he wants Venezuelans to freely choose their leaders as long as those leaders are acceptable to us. He's already said he's going to select who will be their next leader. And guess what? This ain't a one-off.
Colombia is very sick, too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long. Yeah. By the way, you have to do something with Mexico. We need Greenland. Cuba is ready to fall.
Yes. Do you not see how he has to be impeached now? Like, can you not see it? That the cabinet needs to 25th Amendment him, or he has to be impeached. He has to be fucking tried and locked up for the rest of his pathetic life. Like, there's not even a question. Like, if we keep going down this path, there are no more checks and balances. There is no more rule of law. There is no more constitution. We're not even a country. He's already acting like a dictator. He barely includes Congress in to do their role, right? I mean, they were overriding Congress with all the Doge bullshit that was happening at the beginning of his time in office. So do people not see this? That we're so far gone that this looks more like a fucking Game of Thrones episode than real life?
To a new generation of Americans, that if we need shit, and it's not too far away, we are going to take it. Anything else you want to take over? I think there's still some time to go after Warner Brothers Discovery. I mean, America doesn't have Netflix money, but we will after we get that sweet oil. And by the way, Lindsey Graham. Honestly, I have never seen him happier. Like a leprechaun in a bowl of Lucky Charms. I think we're going to go after Cuba. Yeah, boss, yeah. That sounds real good, boss, real good. Look, this is all exhausting and exposes the Gulf of America, not the body of water. The real Gulf of America is the gap between the high aspirations that embody the founding of this country and the thuggish gangsterism that this crew thinks makes us great again. And if I may offer the news media a New Year's resolution, it's that I don't ever want to hear again about the ramifications of how Trump's actions, however counter to what he promised in his campaign, or the files that he might release, might alienate his base.
Do you expect to see some splits in the MAGA movement?
Will the MAGA base start to break away?
Widen a rift with his MAGA base.
How's it going to play for MAGA?
It'll play fine for MAGA. They'll love it. Their fervor against intervention will be only matched by their delight in this intervention. There is no material on earth more malleable than the hive mind connection between Donald Trump and his acolytes. And no matter how many times he betrays the principles they claim to love him for, they will react over and over with the exact same refrain.
Don't worry. Be happy.
He's right. As soon as Trump bombed Iran, MAGA Republicans, support for that went up to 95%. Before that, it was like 40-something%. Soon as he bombed them, 95% of MAGA Republicans said, I love it. It is a fascist death cult. It is a fascist terrorist death cult. And look, the fact of the matter is, the ruling class in this country has experienced moral collapse. That's what it is. That's I don't know if I just made up that term or if I heard it somewhere else first, but we're going to run with that. It is moral collapse. Like, I actually think Eyes Wide Shut was more of a documentary than a fictional movie, because that's exactly what all the Epstein stuff was, right? Like literal child trafficking. Was a child sex trafficker, and you had Trump and all these celebrities and world leaders and billionaires. They were all part of this club. By the way, go rewatch Eyes Wide Shut if you haven't. But this is like, these are people who appear to actually get off on doing evil, on being satanic, on causing harm. You know, like, here's a guy who was Epstein's best friend, the same guy who cut off the food stamp money when the government was shut down, who stopped 94 million pounds of food aid from going to food banks so people starved during the holidays, who's tripling your healthcare premium right now, who kicked 18 million people off Medicaid. a guy whose inflation's going up, unemployment's going up, the country's fucking falling apart, giving the AI oligarchs whatever the fuck they want. We lost 34% of entry-level jobs already because of AI, and he's saying no regulation on AI whatsoever. And at the same time, this guy's destroying our economy domestically. He's got a list of wars he wants to do, and regime changes he wants to commit, and natural resources he wants to steal. At the end of the day, it doesn't help us in any way, shape, or form. It helps out ExxonMobil. It helps out the Epstein class, the billionaires, and we get screwed. And these are all people on the list that were involved in child sex trafficking. They're probably literally on camera committing sex crimes. And they run us. They run us. They're the most powerful people around us. And we're supposed to take them seriously when they say, oh, but Maduro's really, really bad. We got to get rid of him. Sorry, I got to go. I got a meeting with Netanyahu in 5 minutes. We're figuring out how we can, more efficiently shoot toddlers in the face. That's what we're working on. But we got to get Maduro. He's horrible. I mean, it's beyond absurd. It's an insult to our intelligence that we are where we are now.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.